Hi, it's Lonnie. Thanks for joining me today. We are playing with hot glue and teeny stamps. Actually, I don't have as many tiny stamps as I was hoping I did, but I'm going to make do. So then I just, for the sake of ease, took some digital paper, 6x6, and I had some 4x4, and I am just stamping my images, and then I'm going to make seals out of them. So if that sounds interesting to you, then by all means stick around. Yeah, so some of my stamps are a little bit on the big side, so I'm going to have to pick which part of the stamp I want to use. And yeah, so I thought I had lots of tiny stamps, but when I went to get them out, I discovered I didn't have very many, so oh well, it'll be fine. We'll just make do. I did have one of a butterfly that was fairly small, and so as you can see, I've stamped them and I punched them out with the circle punch. I had an inch one, and I'll show you why. I've got two of these flat ones. They're the presses, and that's what I want to use today. I bought a set. One is a little bit smaller. I think this one must be a 3/4 inch, and this is an inch, so that should fit pretty close on there. And so I'm just gonna keep stamping a little while and see if I have, I did that one already, so I'll put that aside. I may actually be finished. Not sure if I did this one yet. So I needed some lighter digital papers so that the stamp would actually be visible. And my next challenge is to stamp in a place where I can actually punch out a circle without other things being in the way. And I have that one already, and I'm pretty sure I have that one there. Alright, so unfortunately that's basically all the ones I have. I thought this bee would be small enough, but it is not. And I have this butterfly. It might be too big, but I'll give it a shot. It's pretty, so even if it doesn't work for this project, I'll be able to use it for something else. And yeah, my little platform here isn't see-through, so it's hard to see where I am stamping. Alright, so let's say that's good for now. And I'm using my StazOn just because I wanted a clear black print. I don't think my black soot would have been as pleasing to me. I just wanted something dark. And so I'm going to grab again my punch. This would actually make really nice digital paper on its own if you had some lighter colored backgrounds and it was plain. Just put some butterflies on it and it's been transformed. That one's off center. So I hope you're doing well today. We are having it really warm, so I apologize if you hear background noise. I was asked to cool down the house today. So I obviously have to do that in the morning before it gets hot again. So I've got windows and all the fans upstairs right now, so that could very well be what you hear. Now I have the smaller circle too, but I can't rightly know where my other smaller punch is. So I may be stuck working with the 1 inch, which is fine. I don't really mind. So, but I could, you know, this would probably work. It's so pretty, just even the, I didn't realize it would be so pretty just to stamp that on a colorful background. So I've got some 6x6. Just kind of have to be mindful of where you put your impression, because you want to have, well, I want to have it kind of centered. So I'll just do the top of that image there, because I know it's not gonna all fit on there. And then looks like I'll have some scraps because there's gonna be some paper left over. So the stamps, I believe I got all of these on Amazon, and the digital 6x6 and 4x4s I did get at our dollar store. The flat seals here, I guess that's blank seals, I did get those on Amazon. I think they were 2 in a package, and they were $10 Canadian. So alright, let's start with these. Actually, these are dry now, so that's good. I took some watercolor paper and I just put some color on the background, and I actually wanted to see how that would work. So let's try this butterfly on there. Don't know if you can see it. I might be out of frame again. And also I got out my chromium markers for after. Okay, so that one. And then I do like this little one with the plants on it. And that's smudged. Yeah, so by the time you get this exactly where you want it, it takes a little bit of practice. At least for me it does. You might be an expert at it. And two, you might be smarter than me and use your clear platform. I don't know what that's called. The thing you put your stamps on to hold it. Alright, so that's that one. And I'm just gonna try the little butterfly too. Alright, so there's that one. And I have one more piece. I just wanted to see. That looks nice already. I guess putting them further apart is better than putting them too close. Okay, that's all the paper I got ready. So let's see. Now you wouldn't have to punch these out. You could easily cut them out later after you apply the hot glue and let them dry. Now, when I originally thought of this idea, I thought it was my idea. It's funny how that works. Then, as I was thinking about it, I saw somebody else doing it, and I thought, aha, so it does work. But, yeah, so no original ideas here. At least not in this project. I don't know if I've ever had an original idea. If I did, it would have been the Lord that gave it to me, so I still can't take credit. So these are nice. And too, if you didn't have watercolor, you could use other ways to color your papers if you wanted to use watercolor or a different kind. You could color on some paper just to give it some background. That's what I was after. So I'm not sure who I saw that was doing this, but whoever it was, they had a stamp company. They owned, I guess they were making their own stamps and selling those, and this is how they use, or this method is what they use to sell their product. So I kind of wasn't paying a whole lot of attention. The watercolor paper is harder to punch through. But yeah, this way you could make them any color background that you wanted, and then you could make them to match all your pages, which would be nice. I just like having a variety to choose from. Cut that one off a little bit, but that's okay. It'll be fine. Got one more in the center here. Let's see if I can get at it. I'll still be able to use the other images, just in a different way. So I will just put those aside. All right, so we got quite a few now. So I'm keeping this on ice because I want it to be cold so that it will set faster. Uh-oh, my hot glue is leaking. All right, so it should be fine. I'll just peel that off. Okay, so I have the clearest glue sticks that I could find, and apparently there is another there's another item that you can get that's like hot glue, and I have to practice again how much glue to use here. They make another what's it called? I don't even know what it is, but it's like hot glue, only it's clearer. And two, I heard that if you let the hot glue set just a second before you put the seal on, you get a more consistent, a nicer circle. It's more even. It's okay, so I'll let that one sit. Let's see if I can do something with the smaller butterfly here. So if I let it cool a little bit before I put the seal on it, and they do have to sit a little bit before you can take them off, so there we go. That's not bad, I guess. It's not finished yet, but I'll do some more. Let's try a different, something with a different background. About this dark one. And I'm using my glue gun that gets the hottest because I want it nice and clear. I think that helps. Or is it that my other glue gun that I have, it uses a lower temp glue and it's not as clear? It could be that. There's all sorts of ways to play around with these things. I think that one had a little water on it, so it's got a divot. So I'll show you what I mean about, because I use the smaller seal on this one, so it's not the, it's the 3/4 inch, I think it is. So you can just cut around the actual glued part too, like so. Then it's no longer perfectly round anyways. And then I got out my chromium markers, chrome markers. I also got these on Amazon. So I'm gonna try this one. I don't know if you can see this very well. But this is the, I think, bronze. They came in 3 in a package. And so there's that one. I'll lift it up here in a second. Like that. It's upside down. So something like that. And if I were to try this one, it might be better. I think if you get a edge that's pronounced, it would work better, because especially if you're doing the chromium marker, or you could use like gilding wax or something, luster wax. I've done that before. So I guess it does take some fiddling around. This is the first time I'm actually playing with it, so just goofing around today, seeing what we can come up with. I think these would be nice too, even without any kind of an edging. But I do kind of like the flat ones. I wasn't going to get any flat ones. And then I thought, you know, why limit myself? Okay, that might have been a silly thought, but I do like them, because then all of a sudden you have a lot more options, like this stamping thing. And it was because of the stamping thing that I decided to get the flat seals. I call them flat. I think they call them blank. All right, so I'm just going to do a few more. Maybe concentrate on some of the different colors for right this minute. Now, it would be nice if I had two bigger ones, but I don't, so it's going to take me a little longer. So what I might do is just be quiet now and then fast forward it for you so you can see them. I'm starting to think the smaller one works actually better on the 1 inch, because you get the ledge or the edge, the lip, I don't know, the circumference of the design, because on the 1 inch one it just it goes flat and it doesn't really have one unless you put a lot more glue on it, like this one or this one. Then it does go over, I guess. Yeah, it goes over. So there's that option. You can go over. And what happened to my gold one is did I use it too much on something else? I'm just gonna see. Oh, it's one of these where you have to press it to get more to come out. Okay. I might be able to get a better result now. Okay, so tell me if you have already tried this with stamps, or do you think you might? Okay. I do like that. The even without the chromium and without I don't know, without having a seal that has an image on it, I think I'm starting to really like just with the stamped images underneath and then just the hot glue on top. It just gives it another layer. And this one had a little something. Maybe it's not 100% flat. There is something. Maybe it was water again, but there is a little bit of indentation. And still, I really like it. Again, even if I didn't have the chromium to do the outside, I do like this effect with the stamp on the colored paper. Now I just need some more tiny stamps, which I probably have. I just have to dig them all out. This one's kind of cool because it's a yellowish background, but it almost looks like a gold by the time you're done. Oops. It's stuck to a different one that was already done. But yeah, tell me what you think of this idea. So again, I'm using the small one and then pushing the glue to the edge of that 1 inch. So for the 1 inch one now then, I should almost have something that is, this is 1.5 inches. So what if I took this and then have a go at another stamp. Let's see. It could be a little bit bigger this way, but I'm just gonna try one of these flowers. Not a great image on there because it's fairly dark already. Didn't get it perfectly round either, but at least it's still on the paper. So I'll have to see how that works. I think I really like the blank seals. And then you can make them any color. That's the beauty of the stamps. Oh, there we go. That's much better now. I was able to get quite a bit more coverage. Yeah, and then if you have smaller ones, you can just cut around them. No big deal. So you can see that there is a little bit of the stamp. And I'm going to try my bronze, I think. Then I even have the ability to hold on to the paper, which is nice. So that might actually be the way to go, is to grab a larger piece of paper than you might think you need. So much fun to play with these. In fact, the way I smushed the seal down, I kind of got an oval there. And it's got the shape of a crescent now with the lip. So there's that. Alright, so this is a lot of fun, and I'm gonna keep playing. I'm not gonna record the whole thing because you might get bored watching, and I think it's one of those things that's more fun to do than it is to watch. So get out your stamps and your hot glue and see if you have a flat seal. If not, you can still do these. You just use your other seals. In fact, I was thinking of using coins. Has anybody tried that? Would that work? Why wouldn't it, right? Okay, I'm back, and I had an idea, and I don't know if it's been done before, but I wanted to try it. So I was thinking, if you didn't have seals, would money work, like coins? And I do have some Canadian coins right here, so I thought, why not give it a shot? The smaller 1-inch circles should be fine for the nickel, maybe even the quarter. So I am just going to see what happens. I'm going to go for the darker one, I think. Because I don't think the hot glue will be hot enough to melt the metal in the coin. And I'm going to start with the nickel. Problem is there's nothing to hold on to here, so you basically just have to drop it. Like so. And it was cold fast, and it does heat up fast from the hot glue. Alright, so that, and then let's try the quarter. That is pretty close to 1 inch. Let's try it on here. I haven't seen anybody do this. I just think it would be fun if it actually worked. So we have, I think it's a buck, like an actual animal buck, a male deer on the quarter. So let's see if this one, it may not set as quickly because, try that, I'll put it on ice. And this one is, yeah, I ruined it by picking it up, so I'll try that on ice as well. Okay, I goobered that one up really good because my fingers got stuck in the glue. Okay, so lesson number 1, these things take longer to set if that's how you choose to go. Okay, so I'm gonna try the loonie, which is our dollar coin, on this one. Because it's on a bigger piece of paper, I can move that one more easily. And the toonie, which is our $2 coin. This is the only one where I use the head. Alright, big enough also that I can set it on the ice there. Now let's see how this one turned out. It works! I got the impression of a nickel. Of course it's backwards, but I can see that there's a beaver on it, which is what we have on the nickel. Probably a good way to clean your coins too. All the dirt gets trapped by the hot glue. But isn't that fun? I might do a lot more of these. Why not? I mean, I still have some pennies that they took out of circulation somewhere. And what a cool way to remember them. Who knows how long we'll even have cash at this rate, so I think this is a good idea. And then too, yep, it's a buck on there, but it's a quarter. Now, if the impression was any better, you could probably, let's see, I think the nickel might work better. Okay, I'm just gonna try it. I'm just gonna try it and see what happens. I'm going to do the inside. So I have the ridges even from the outside of the coin. I don't know how well you'll be able to see this, but I think it's fun. I can see it. Mind you, I know what I'm looking at, but I can still see it. It kind of looks like a mirror image of this. So yeah, how cool is that? You could color it or you could leave it blank, wouldn't even matter. Alright, let's see the loonie. Yep, there's the loon. The loon is bird. Okay, put my coins back on ice here. And then of course we have the toonie. This is the only one I did the head of the coin instead of what was on the back. Was it polar bear or just a bear? So yeah, I don't know if you can see that, but it came out pretty good. I am not at all disappointed with those. I think they would be great, especially, well, I don't even know now if I like them better with color or just plain. Probably just plain, because it's engraved. So how cool is that now? All right, I think y'all should go have as much fun as I'm having, and with that I think I'm gonna let you go, and yeah, go have some fun. See what you can come up with. Let me know if you come up with some other ideas. That would be fun. All right, thanks for watching. Bye for now.